if you are watching this and you thought it was going to be something really provocative, turn it off. It's not going to be. If you're watching this because you're a nerd or you're bored or you're some sort of business dork and you want to know some interesting things about some technical business ideas, you're in the right spot. Stay here. We're going to do myth number 2. LLCs are better. Okay, so let's talk about something. Lawyers love new stuff. That's how they make their fees, okay? So about 15, 20 years ago, the limited liability company was the hot thing. You have a single member LLC. Oh, you don't want an incorporation. No, so let me just say something. Always go to your current lawyer. Always go to your local lawyer and accountant to get advice. And this is not specific advice. This is general advice. But generally, what I tell clients is a Inc. is what I consider to be the preferred method for business type retail services, goods and services. Real estate stays in an LLC, okay? And I'm not going to get into details, but we're talking about the myth that LLCs are for everything. I disagree with that, okay? If you are a person, single human being who wants to have a traditional corporate structure, you are going to go with a standard Inc. stock corp. Okay, now this is more specific than I usually talk about in these videos, but let me just talk to you generally about why I like an Inc. It's old, it's established. Okay, now remember, real estate is in an LLC. Okay, generally, but I like this: old, established, impenetrable, typically from liability. Okay. You have to use your corporation correctly. Got to have minutes. Got to have a corporate book. Got to have meetings. Okay? Don't play games. There's all this type of asset protection crap out there. Listen, just do what you're supposed to do. Don't do the wrong thing. The myth is an LLC is better. Look, LLCs are useful. Okay? But they're not. People like to have one or the other. The same argument exists with trust. Wills versus trust. A lot of you gotta have a trust, gotta have a trust. Well, if you never use it correctly, there's no point in having it, okay? So the myth number 2 is LLCs are always preferred. That's not always true. It takes, so that's why I'm kind of opposed to some of these online services that'll form these things with you without really telling you what you're doing. You should have an accountant and your lawyer be on the same page. You should have them communicate to each other what's going on with the business. They should tell you, yes, this is the entity you should have. This is why you should have it so you understand it. Okay, don't just create something out of nowhere and go, I'm good. Okay, that's not going to work. So for most retail goods and services, okay, construction, okay, I like stock corps, Incs. Okay, they're simple, right? They're easily maintained. They're old. They're established. They don't get penetrated through piercing the corporate veil a lot. So, if you're talking to some hotshot young lawyer, he's like, you need an LLC. You need to really talk to him and say, really, do I need an LLC or should I just go with the standard Inc.? Okay? Real estate, LLC. Everything else I like in an Inc. Now, there's caveats and exemptions to that rule. But the myth that LLCs are the preferred method may not be applicable to you, so make sure you do your due diligence. Talk to someone who knows what they're talking about, okay? Not your brother-in-law, not your next-door neighbor, not someone who's talked to someone online. Don't go to Ask How. Talk to a lawyer who knows what they're doing, okay? Hopefully, this will help you get the right entity so you can take advantage of what's out there for it.